predicting the outcome of the 2024 US presidential election, particularly with Donald Trump or Kamala Harris as potential candidates, involves analyzing various scenarios. Each has distinct implications, so let's examine both outcomes, focusing on the pros and cons of each. Scenario 1. Donald Trump wins. Pros policy. Continuity for supporters. Trump would likely continue his conservative policies, appealing to voters who prioritize deregulation, tax cuts, and America First foreign policy. His stance could bring consistency for his base on issues like energy independence, border security, and national defense. Business and economic emphasis. Trump's past term focused on deregulation and reducing taxes for businesses, which some argue can stimulate economic growth. A win may reinforce pro-business policies, possibly benefiting stock markets and corporate sectors. International stance. Trump's approach to foreign policy is assertive, focusing on reducing U.S. involvement in foreign conflicts and pressuring allies to contribute more to global security. Supporters argue this promotes a more self-reliant, strong America on the global stage. Polarization. Trump's presidency was marked by intense political division, which could deepen if he returns to office. This may fuel more partisan discord, affecting social cohesion and making legislative cooperation challenging. Judicial and policy shifts. A Trump administration would likely continue appointing conservative judges, reshaping courts in ways that may have lasting effects on social and civil rights. This could lead to contentious rulings on abortion, voting rights, and other social issues. Environmental concerns. Trump's emphasis on deregulation, especially in the environmental sector, may slow down U.S. efforts to combat climate change, reducing environmental protections, and potentially weakening international climate agreements. Scenario 2. Kamala Harris wins as pros. Progressive policy advances. Harris supports progressive policies on climate change, healthcare, and social justice, which may address long-standing inequality and social issues in the U.S. Her focus could result in expanded healthcare access, climate action, and educational reforms. Representation and diversity. As the first woman of color in the presidency, Harris could set a precedent for diversity and inclusion in American politics, potentially inspiring underrepresented groups and adding new perspectives to U.S. policy. Strengthening international alliances. Harris would likely continue Biden's efforts to strengthen international relationships, possibly leading to improved diplomacy. Political opposition. Harris may face opposition from conservative lawmakers and voters who view her policies as too liberal. This could lead to legislative gridlock, limiting the effectiveness of her administration in implementing policy. Economic impact of progressive policies. Increased taxes on the wealthy and regulations aimed at combating climate change, while potentially beneficial in the long run, may face criticism as being costly and difficult to implement, with some fearing potential impacts on businesses and economic growth. Challenges in immigration and crime. Harris's progressive stance on immigration could lead to debates over border security and crime, with critics concerned about leniency and the impact on local resources. Conclusion: each outcome comes with distinct challenges and benefits, and the final impact would depend on Congress's composition, voter priorities, and the ability of either administration to bridge political divides.